What's good? Half Blind back with another College Football 25 video, and today we're going to be doing Ultimate Team, which honestly is a mode that I do actually play. I know a lot of people out there are divided on whether or not they like the mode or don't like the mode, and let me know in the comments how you guys feel about it. But honestly, I do like Ultimate Team. I like to do some no money spent builds, and I will probably do that over the next year. So I was really interested to get this blog. I'll go over all the pieces of the blog, but I'll also try to make it consumable. So hopefully this helps you guys and you don't have to read the whole thing. The first thing I want to say here is if you played MUT, Madden Ultimate Team, this is going to look really familiar to you. Now there is some new stuff that's not in there, a few small things that weren't in there, but I think they're actually going to be in Madden 25 in the Madden Ultimate Team mode. So basically, if you're familiar with one, you'll probably be familiar with the other, but there are some new different things that are slightly different to the college football game, and I'll go over what those are in the video here. Just letting you know, if you've played Madden, you're going to recognize a lot of this stuff. Even the menus look kind of similar, so the people out there saying the Madden reskin thing, I don't agree with it at all in terms of gameplay, in terms of dynasty, anything like that. But maybe a case could be made for Madden Ultimate Team because it does look similar. I'm jumping around a little bit in the blog. I'll go ahead and link it in the description below if you want to read the blog. But the reason why I'm jumping ahead here is because I think this is going to be the part a lot of people cared about that are new from, say, Madden Ultimate Team, coming over here and trying College Ultimate Team, or people who are just wanting to see the game modes in general. So it starts out here with solo seasons, and you go 5-0, and then you can get a bye getting into the playoffs. Completely repeatable. Obviously, as it says in the name solo, you're going to be playing against the AI, and solo battles is back. So for those who play offline, and I'm not going to lie, I do play a lot offline, so I will do that. But I play online too, a little of both. But for the offline players, you have a seasons mode. It sounded like Madden was going to have the same thing, so maybe this will be an early look for you guys. Head-to-head seasons is back, and for those of you who are worried about it, it also lists here that squads are going to be back. Now, it mentioned an offensive and defensive captain, head coach captain, things like that. So I don't know if that's going to be a little different. To be honest, I didn't play a lot of squads, but for those of you who wanted to see if squads were there, it is confirmed to be in the game. So there's your squads. And now we have Gauntlet, which is a little different than what we've seen before. So the Gauntlet, you go 10 wins, but don't get 2 losses. You'll get the max rewards there in Gauntlet. But how you get into Gauntlet is you play through College Ultimate Team Champs, same as MUT Champs. And if you get 16 wins, you'll get a free entry into the Gauntlet, but you can also pay an entry in coins. So it's kind of up to you how you want to go. MUT Champs, well, now Cut Champs, you get 20 games to play. So you have to go 16 and 20. Might be tough for some people only getting 4 losses. It depends on how good you are. If you're great online, if you're a hardcore sweat, yeah, you might be able to roll and get 16 and get your free entry. It may be worth it. Others, it may not even be worth your time to play 20 games of champs. And so then at that point, you just pay the coin fee. That's up to you guys how you want to handle that. House rules are something that's been in Madden. It's basically a special rule game, usually shorter games. As you see here, they confirmed the 2 first house rule games, one for in case you missed it. And for in case you missed it, you're going to have 25-yard first downs, 14 points for a touchdown. You go up by 28 and the game's over. Otherwise, you just win the game. That's what house rules is basically. So that's how you know that. And then the other one, they're doing overtime rules. Solo challenges are back in College Football 25, and if you are new to Ultimate Team, these are just little mini single instance events, and you'll do multiple challenges that are pretty quick. Usually it's like gain 75 yards passing on this drive or something like that. You'll have an objective, you complete it, you move on to the next one. The menus even look pretty similar. They're a little different, but they look pretty similar overall. And so challenges are back. That's going to be a good way. They're offline solo modes that you can do on your own. I shouldn't say offline. You do have to be connected to the internet, but solo in terms of you're playing the AI. Again, your lineup screen looks pretty similar. One thing I want to point out on the right side there, and we're going to talk about it in a second, is chemistries. Now that looks all the same in terms of chemistries, but obviously you're going to have a lot more schools in there. But I think there is going to be something that's going to change how that works in chemistries. But this is the basic gist of building a team in Ultimate Team. You open packs or get cards off the auction house, and then you put them into your lineup. If you played any Ultimate Team mode, it's going to be very similar, but you do need to try to watch out for the chemistries that are on the right side of the screen. Next section is going to talk about chemistries, but you can see here there is a generate best lineup, and you can generate it for the best chemistry that you want to run, and they also have chemistries based on schemes now as well. As I just mentioned, there will be scheme chemistries, and there are going to be 19 different scheme chemistries on top of also the team chemistries that you have out there. And how that works is if your players fit the schemes, they're going to get a boost, and they'll be identified on the player card what scheme they fit in. And also you'll be able to get the playbooks that match that scheme, obviously. So how it's trying to build out is, say you want to build an air raid team, you're going to get the air raid playbook, you're going to try to build off of the air raid scheme, and then all of the players should hopefully fit that, and it should make it to where it's a little more diverse in terms of how your team works versus other people's teams. Now, personally, this seems pretty similar to other Maddens, but I will say I like it better than other Ultimate Team modes out there, you know who you are, that do not have chemistry-based systems like this. I still think it's really good. It definitely gives me some, EAFC, some old Madden Ultimate Team vibes. It's definitely in that vein. You're not going to be seeing anything too crazy there. Now, one thing that is nice is it does show that you can get playbooks through challenges, which last year, if you remember in MUT, you had to get your playbooks through a set. So hopefully all the playbooks are available in challenges, because that would be a quality of life improvement, so you don't have to re-roll for sets over and over again until you can get the playbook you're looking for. If, say, you want spread, you don't have to keep re-rolling for spread. Here we have some screenshots of the team chemistries, and this is where I think things are a little different from Madden. From reading the blog, it sounds like each player item will be able to get all 135 team chems, which is different from Madden because, well, if on Madden you can only get the teams generally that the item played for, or the player played for, and you can now get all 135. So you can technically, they said you can make a team on Michigan of all Ohio State players if you wanted to, but I mean, really, who's going to do that? There's no way anybody's going to want to do that, but you can do it. And as you can kind of see here, all those chems are out on the screen, and they all have their buckets of what they can get in terms of tier 1 being 1 strength, 1 jump. For tier 2, I mean, it's normal stuff for Madden, normal team chemistries, but the fact that you can get all 135 team chems, that's going to be interesting because really any player can play on any team. One thing I forgot to mention that's kind of a big thing is they said at the beginning they have a deal with the NFLPA, so you're going to be able to get Patrick Mahomes, even though he's in Madden and he's in the NFL, you're going to be able to get Patrick Mahomes, the Texas Tech quarterback, and then put whatever your college's team chem is on him. So for me, Kansas, and I'll be putting Texas Tech Patrick Mahomes on there. It's going to be weird, but I'm probably going to do it, to be completely honest. Here you see the item backs, and this is really just your stats. Pretty normal stuff. It just looks a little different. One thing I will say, though, is they did mention that there are 5 different rarity tiers, which I feel like is different from Madden, because in Madden we had golds and we had elites, and then there was different programs were kind of their own thing. So like legendary was kind of its own thing. They mentioned here that there's different colors for each one, for like gray common, green uncommon, blue rare, purple epic, and gold legendary. So it does feel like there's more different tiers than what there was in Madden, but in Madden it was kind of weird because it was everything 80 and above was just elite is how it was. So I don't know if the tiers are going to matter that much. It's just kind of an interesting thing to watch. Maybe that's just going to be, how rare it is to pull the card. I don't really know, but they did mention it, so I wanted to throw it out here in the video as well. The abilities follow the same AP system, which if you're not familiar, in Madden, you have a certain number of AP you can have for your team, and each ability has an AP, ability point, and you can, determine how best you want to build out your squad. When you get to the end game, like it is now, everybody has 0 and you put abilities on everybody, but early game, you have to be really decisive, and you're probably only going to be able to put abilities on a few of your players, depending on what the AP and how they break it out. And one thing that was a little different is they did say they broke the abilities down to 2 different buckets in terms of mental and physical ability. So that should be a little different. If you are new to Madden Ultimate Team and now College Football Ultimate Team, I will say this. The beginning of the season is a lot more attribute based and sometimes animation based when it comes to the quarterback than when you get to the end game, which turns into ability based, where what I mean by that is your abilities are important all through the season, but you're not going to be able to put abilities on everybody. So building up your chemistries, building up your stats, getting the best stats on your players is way more important at the beginning of the year. By the time you get to the end of the year, you're going to be putting abilities on everybody. So abilities are important all year round, but you're not going to be able to put them on everybody. So stats matter way more at the beginning of the year. Next, we have programs, and this is pretty similar again to all Ultimate Team modes. You're going to have a program for this one. The first promo that's coming out is Ultimate Alumni. Now, I'm going to let the cards roll through here so that you can see all of the Ultimate Alumni cards that are going to be coming out at the beginning of the game. But there are going to be different promos that follow. They do mention it coming up here, a couple other new promos coming out. But I'll let these play through real fast so you can kind of see the Ultimate Alumni promo cards that are coming out if you want to get a first look at those. It looks pretty similar, and they do have this as a pre-order bundle where you get one of these cards. So these could be one of the cards. I think it was a fantasy pack that you'll be able to choose from in the pre-order. So take a look at these, see if any of these cards are ones that you're looking forward to. Again, I think you'll be able to put whatever chemistry you want on them, so it might just be a matter of picking the best card of the group. They did mention 2 other promos, Stories of the Week, which sounds to me like Team of the Week, to be completely honest, which is fine. Like that's cool that it's going to have that connection to the real life game experience, similar to Madden there again. So you're going to be familiar with that concept. We're also going to have a section for In Case You Missed It, which I think is kind of cool because the game's been gone for a long time. So it sounds like they're going to cover that period of time where things were gone and you missed out on some moments and things like that. So that'll be cool to have that section in there. And then finally you have Legends, and Legends are in Madden as well. But it's cool to see that one of the first Legends they have showing here is Ray Lewis, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to play as Miami Hurricanes Ray Lewis. I mean, a lot of people are going to want to play as that card. So that is pretty cool that you can do that. And also apparently you can put different team chems on there from the sounds of it. So you're not just going to be a Hurricanes Ray Lewis, even though the card art is going to show it. You can potentially be a Florida State Ray Lewis. That would be weird that you would make that choice, but hey, maybe you always wish he went to Florida State. I don't know. Love it or hate it, the live events, Field Pass, and sets are back in College Football Ultimate 25 and Ultimate Team 25, I should say. And what the live events are, if you haven't played it before, is basically it's going to be like your programs, but while the program is live, you'll be able to get some objectives, get packs, coins, things like that, player items, and then you'll be able to also get some sets that are usually going with it, that you can get some items to put in the sets to then hopefully make one of the champions or one of the heroes of the set. You'll be able to make from that program. I don't know if I explained that well. Let me know in the comments if you have questions, if you haven't played this mode before, but I think if you've played Ultimate Team modes, you're going to be pretty familiar with these. I'm going to close it out with some final thoughts. So first thing, is it a lot different than Madden Ultimate Team? No, it is going to be very similar to Madden Ultimate Team. Is that a bad thing? It just depends. I'm okay with it because I like Madden Ultimate Team. I know a lot of people were hoping for something a little different. But what I will say is maybe give it some time, because they said they focus really heavily on the Dynasty, which is really good. But then they can make some tweaks to Ultimate Team over time, and that may be what happens. This first iteration may have been a lot of taking from Madden, and then over time they will probably make this more and more unique. So the fact that this has a lot of Madden Ultimate Team mode to it, I don't think is the worst personally. And it definitely shows where they put their resources, that they put it in the Dynasty, and that's something that a lot of people are excited for. So I think that's a great thing. One thing that I think we got from the blog today is the fact that they are going to be using NFLPA players. And what that probably means is you're going to have a big list of players that you're going to be able to choose from in their NFLPA partnership. So that's good in terms of alumni. You should have a big base of players. The new news that we have today would be the team chems, the fact that you could put 135 team chems on your player items. That's different. Getting confirmation that squads will indeed be in the game. I think someone had mentioned that, maybe NMG had mentioned that before, that squads are in the game. But either way, we know it's confirmed now. So that's kind of a new thing we got from the blog. We've got a little bit more information on the head-to-head and solo seasons. Again, not a lot. We have an idea of what our first events and what our first programs are going to be. Those are really the new things to the game that we know of from this blog. But then a lot of it is explaining how it's going to be similar to Madden. I guess we did get a little differences when it comes to the abilities and the fact that there's 2 different ability buckets for physical and mental. That should be interesting to see how that works and how that looks. But really, if you are familiar with Madden Ultimate Team, I think you're going to be familiar with College Football Ultimate Team. I'm still really looking forward to it, but let me know in the comments if you guys are looking forward to it, if you guys are strictly Dynasty. Just let me know in the comments. And if you guys stayed this far, I really appreciate you guys. Liking and subscribing definitely helps me out a lot. And I appreciate you guys rocking with me through this College Football 25 hype session, I guess you should say, for the past couple weeks, because I am really ready for this game, and I hope you guys are as well. Thanks for watching. Peace.